Well, I'm here at the home of McLaren, and I've been chosen to be the very first person outside of McLaren to drive the new, exciting P1. Now, before we drive it, let's go inside and see how it's put together. This is going to be fun. Okay, that's impressive. Hey, Alan.
Hi, Jay.
How are you?
Very
good
good.
to see you.
Very good.
Well, I'm very impressed. This is,
Oh, thank you.
just by saying that, I'm now the loudest thing in this factory. I'm going to try and keep my voice down. But it truly is like a hospital for cars. It's amazing.
We did explain it to you on your last visit. I think we were just preparing the building and we're up and running now.
Right. And this is the P1.
This is our new one. This is the P1 supercar.
And there is no assembly line here. Everything just moves.
10 steps,
Right.
car's complete.
Wow, 10 steps.
10 steps.
Wow. And it's one car per day, right?
We start very shortly and then we get to 1 car a day, 375 cars.
And that's it.
That's it. So in total, from start to finish, 61 people build a car.
Right.
They're all on training. These are the last 3 cars of training preparation.
Right.
And then we start very shortly with customer cars.
Okay, very good. So step 4, when it gets to here, what's being done right here?
So this is engine run up, engine fire up, checking the electronics, clutch adaptation. So we know that the car will work at this stage, and we'll sign it off, and then we'll get on to the fit and finish.
I've heard a lot about these brakes. Akebono is how you
Akebono,
say?
yeah.
That's
So
a Japanese company?
It is a Japanese supplier, very closely connected with our Formula One team. So at the moment they're unpolished. When we go through the bake bedding process, this will move into a mirror finish. As we move around the vehicle, right behind the radiator, so central to the car,
Right.
fuel tank and battery. So
Right.
the weight of the car is centrally distributed.
And this is essentially your wing and your air
So this
brake.
is the rear wing. This is the active aero deployment system. So in race mode, this comes
Yeah.
up, positions itself, and then you have the ability as you're driving.
And look how strong this has to be, the amount of downforce.
The amount of
So you've
downforce.
literally you've got 6 support areas here.
It's quite interesting. I was given a sketch of a small baby elephant on top of the car.
Yeah.
That's about the weight of downforce that you'd expect to exert on it.
I mean, the average guy walks in, he knows nothing about cars. You tell him this car is over $1 million. What's in it that makes it worth that kind of money?
So effectively what you're buying is the ultimate driving machine. This car can go from comfort mode to race mode at a flick of a switch.
Right.
And I don't think there's any other car out in the market that's going to do what this car does.
Right.
You've got a full carbon fiber monocoque. The whole panel set on the car is made from carbon fiber, extremely lightweight. We've got the battery care system, which is pushing the envelope. You know, it is the ultimate machine, and that's what you're buying. You're buying a piece of that.
The goal was to produce the best driver's car ever produced in the world. The P1 has got over 900 horsepower.
Right.
And that's combined between the petrol engine and the electric motor. Now, between 0 to 60 miles an hour, that's less than 3 seconds.
Right.
0 to 186 is under 17 seconds. Now, depending on context, that's over 5 seconds quicker than the F1 road car. When you put it in race mode, the suspension drops by 50 millimeters, so you're right on the road surface. The active aerodynamics, the rear wing deploys 300 millimeters, and then you have your active aerodynamics on the front axle, so that's counteracting what's happening in the back to make sure that the car remains poised and perfectly balanced. And so it's got to be the closest you possibly can get to a Formula 1 racing car for the road.
What can I expect when I drive this later today?
A huge smile on your face.
Right,
I think
I'm smiling right now.
Exactly, the performance
Yeah.
and power and grip.
Well, this should be very exciting. It's amazing how much the factory has grown since the last time I was here. I'm real excited. I'm going to be the first non-McLaren person to get to drive the P1, so this is a huge, huge thrill. So let's go to Dunsfold, see how it goes. How cool is this? You know, last time I was at Dunsfold, I did Top Gear, and I did a star in a reasonably priced car. This time, it's not much of a star in a really expensive car. Oh, but it's going to be worth it. You'll see. Watch this. Hello again, Chris.
Hi, welcome.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
We did this a couple of years ago when they came out with the first McLaren. That was really exciting, and this is even more exciting because this is even more McLaren. So let's go take a look. Wow! I'm glad I ordered this color. This is a great color. You know, you just want to touch it. And I love the hood scoop, the roof scoop, reminiscent of the F1. Yeah, that's fantastic.
With the turbocharged engine, you normally might have some turbo lag, but with the electric motor, it fills the gaps and gives you instant torque straight away, and that's what you're feeling under your right foot now.
It does. A bit more of a kick, doesn't it?
It's like a rocket.
Well, the 12C is the wife's car now.
So, this is in the normal mode. This is your softest, most comfortable mode that you can drive on the street with. Of course, we've got a lot of modes to go, and we're on a track, and you should really try the race mode to get the most out of the car. But in the meantime, why don't you press that button and see what happens?
Now I'm in, so the engine is off now, and I'm on pure electric, right?
Correct. So you can easily exceed 100 miles an hour.
So I'm not running through the transmission, am I?
Yeah.
But I'm not going through gears with this.
You can do. So you just can't hear them. But you can
Oh.
go up through the gears. You've got a rev counter there in front of you, just the same. The power you've got in E-mode is the power of a normal hatchback saloon car. So if you've had enough of driving in E-mode, all you do is again press and hold the E-mode button.
Hold it down.
Yep, and that will re-invoke the petrol engine
There we are.
nice and smoothly, so it doesn't interrupt the balance of the car.
That's more like it. You've got to be such an incredible driver to make the F1 do what it can do. I mean, this one has all sorts of traction control and ABS, and it does the shifting for you. You can actually go way faster in this than you can in the F1. But the F1 is a totally different car from a totally different era. This is the first truly modern car of the 21st century. So I find that really exciting with the hybrid technology and all. It won't be long till major city centers, a lot of European cities will probably ban cars that put out a certain amount of emissions. Well, with this car, you put it in E-mode, and you can drive down to the center of town just as if it was a Prius. So if I go into race mode, let's see, that would be what?
So you have to bring the car to standstill, because we're going to quite dramatically change the characteristic of the car right now. So now we're stiffer, but the ESP is a bit more open now, by the way. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot different, isn't
So you've got a lot more grip, but a lot more freedom as well. So the traction control is much looser.
It's amazing. It's unbelievable. think you're going to slide off the road, and it doesn't. It just grips it. Imagine this car with somebody who knows what they're doing. Oh my God! Unbelievable. Wow. You know, I got my MP412C. I thought it was the best handling car I'd ever driven. Double that. Oh my God. It's the new F1.